One of the things that I try to do with Untitled Label is to share the knowledge, the information that I know with everyone else that's out there that watches these videos. One of the things that I've been working on for a while, actually ever since after high school, is building a brand. By that, I mean, I initially started with a clothing brand called Fresh Baked Goods. Now I'm working on another brand as well as Untitled Label, which is me producing these videos and content. If you're someone that's ever been interested in the process, all that goes into building a brand, starting from nothing, creating it into something, you're going to want to watch these next couple videos that I put out, as you're going to be more so related to the information that I know, what I've done so far. And my goal is to hopefully inspire you to create something out of nothing, turn something that might be just a basic idea, something that you're passionate about, you care about, and make it into something big, something that you can actually make money off of. Welcome back to Untitled Label, where we strive for greatness through optimization. I'm John, I'm a field service engineer as well as an entrepreneur. And on this channel, I talk about all things relating to being a field service engineer and actually now building a brand. So the first brand I'm going to be primarily focused on and using as an example is going to be Untitled Label. This is my media and content creation brand. This is kind of a hobby, but at the same time, I have actual business implications with this brand. So Untitled Label is going to be the first one that I'll be talking about. And now the next example is going to be Eclectique. This is my clothing brand that I'm also working on alongside with my business partner and good friend, Osvaldo. So Osvaldo, if you're watching this, shout out to you, man. But you might have seen this cursive E, that is actually our logo. This brand is actually going to be launching in the fall of this year. So you heard it here, you're going to actually see the process, see it being made. I've been working on this since about last year, around February time. So it's been a long time in the making. But finally, we're getting closer and closer to a point where we're actually going to have a collection. So coupling Untitled Label with Eclectique, I got a lot of things coming into play. So the first thing I want to address is kind of like the content shift. Obviously, being a field service engineer and talking about brand and building a brand identity are two different things. However, keep in mind, this is my life. Untitled Label is my brand. I'm a field service engineer. I try to make these videos, this content, focused on things that I know, things that I experience, and things that I can actually talk about. So the other aspect to me being a field service engineer is being an entrepreneur, actually building a brand out of nothing. So this I can actually talk about and share my insight and what I've done so far on the matter, because you're literally watching this video right now. Think about that. Simply put, I feel like with the field service engineer content, it's a good niche. I've met a lot of good people, a lot of insightful people as far as making that job a little bit better. I feel like for the field service engineer content, I've kind of plateaued in a way. Not necessarily in a bad way. I still enjoy the job for the most part. There are challenging days, but there's also great days when it comes to it. However, as far as making content, I think I'm a little bit limited. I feel like I've contributed as much as I could. Obviously, there's still gonna be stuff coming on. I'm still learning through my experiences, but I'm not gonna more so focus on the field service engineer content because I've kind of maxed out what I can talk about being a field service engineer. So now the other side to me, my other, the other half of my life per se is going to be content creation as well as building a brand. This in reality for me is my nest egg. One thing I want to bring to the table is my experience. As a field service engineer, I mean, again, I've been doing this for almost 3 years now. So I guess you can say in the experience department when it comes to time, I don't have a lot of experience. I feel like personally I've experienced a lot, but in the time frame, to some, it might not be long enough. However, when it comes to building a brand, this is something that I've been doing since after high school. You know, being on social media, growing up, start trying to create products, something that I can sell, something that I've actually sold to people. You know, this is something that I think I can do long term and it's going to actually be better for me because there's no cap. That's the thing about building something, creating something out of nothing. You set your price, and if people want to buy it, they buy it. If they don't, then maybe you have a bad product or something is wrong. But at the end of the day, you're in control. Having that control over something that you create is something that I think everyone should experience. So who are these videos necessarily targeted to? I'm going to say if you're someone that's thought about starting a brand, creating something out of nothing. I know that sounds very vague. Let's say you're interested in cars and you've always wanted to be around cars, figure out a way to bring cars into your life and find a way to make money off of cars. So there's plenty of ways you can go about that. For me, I'm using photography as a means to do that. You can even start a car wash, for example. If you network enough to where, you meet the right people, obviously you still have to have the capital, the investment, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of work that still goes into the process, which we'll cover that when it comes time. But let's say you're interested in cars, you decide to start a car wash. There are ways to network to actually build your client base and make sure your car wash, for example, is successful. Now, there's gonna be a lot of factors that go into play. It's not that simple, but it's just a simple concept to get the idea across. If you have a passion, you have something that you're interested in, there's means to make income off of those ideas, off of that passion. You just gotta find that thing that you wanna do and that you're passionate about, and actually think of ideas and means to bring the income to you. One thing that people forget is that your growth is gonna be exponential, not linear. So I think about that in the sense of investing. One of the things I mentioned before, I'm working towards early retirement. Investing and saving is super important to me. I try to maximize those aspects of my life in any way, shape, and form. So going through the experience and learning how to be patient when it comes to investing, I apply this aspect in the form of building a brand. So I take Untitled Label, I'm making these videos, I'm making this content. What you're forgetting is that even over time, if I stop making these videos, I'm still getting AdSense. What I mean by this, for example, if I decide or when I decide to no longer be a field service engineer, those videos are still going to be relevant to people that are field service engineers. So people that are interested in being a field service engineer are still gonna watch those videos. They can still apply to them. So based off of them watching those videos, I'm still making a little bit of ad revenue. So my growth over time is exponential in that aspect. Now that I'm shifting focus in the other aspect of my life and growing my brand, I think that is going to start to exponentially grow as well. So if you're someone that's actually subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing, as this is gonna be really informational. Also, smashing that thumbs up is gonna help the channel grow. At the end of the day, you wanna have multiple sources of income. You don't wanna just rely on one source of income because you never know what could happen. So I think for those that have an entrepreneurial mindset, this is going to be something that's worth considering. So hopefully at the end of these videos, I provide the inspiration that you need to actually start a brand. With that said, I'll catch you on the next one.